This landscape gives examples of how to grow a garden in any type of space, such as this vertical garden that is equipped for urban environments. This event gives DC residents a chance to see some of their favorite local stars match up on the court. But it's not just about the matches, it's also about the charities. Undrafted rookie running back Antoine Bailey is fighting for a roster spot here at training camp, but it won't be an easy task. The protest today was about the Inglewood flyover and much more. The people say that they feel excluded instead of included from public contract hirings. Speakers at the ceremony referred to the Montford Point Marines as a small group of giants. Giants that paved the way for Marines of today and the future. Those contracts are for the Inglewood flyover. Metro promised the railroad construction project will create more than 1,500 local jobs. Protesters say that is not the reality. James Teague, resident of Chicago, says the community is being left out.
We need jobs, and they need to rebid their contracts so we can have jobs in our own community.
State Congressman Bobby Rush, Alderman Roderick Sawyer, and more than 100 residents protested outside of Metro offices. According to Rush's staff, Metro is preparing to award less than 1% of the awarding contracts to an African-American company.
They're investing over $100 million in the Inglewood community, yet, as far as we can tell, only one contract was let to a black company for the sum of $100,000. That's unacceptable.
The protest today was about the Inglewood flyover and much more. The people say that they feel excluded instead of included from public contract hirings.
Told them I'm tired of these people coming in the community, talking about these jobs going to the community. They never do.
The flyover will be a bridge for Metro trains to bypass a railroad changing station in Inglewood. James Teague says more jobs will mean more optimism for the neighborhood.
Give people a sense of pride that we can work in our community and rebuild our own community.
Metro spokesperson says the bidding period is closed, and Metro is in the process of reviewing the bids for approval. Protesters plan to demonstrate at Metro's next board meeting on May 11th. Brittany Marshall, Northwestern News Network. Undrafted rookie Antoine Bailey has always been one of the smallest players on the field, whether it was at Syracuse University or in high school. But his determination and hard work has got him past most of his former teammates and to the NFL.
I think it's a lot different, coming from at Syracuse where I was a senior, and I was at the top, food chain, I guess you would say. But now I'm a rookie and I'm starting at the bottom, so it's kind of like you're starting all over again.
Bailey is fighting to squeeze his way into an already crowded backfield for the Washington Redskins.
You're not one of the first guys picked, or you're not at the top of the depth chart, opposed to being one of the drafted guys. So you got to work that much harder to get noticed.
But he says he has some skills that could set him apart from the rest.
For me, it would be in the passing game, rather that's catching the ball or blocking and pass protection. So I think that's my special niche.
Bailey grew up less than 30 minutes from FedEx Field, and he has a huge support system from his former high school teammates, family, and friends.
I don't think it is any pressure, because, these are the same people that have been watching me play football all my life. At the end of the day, the stakes are higher, but it's football at the end of the day.
Bailey wants to make sure that Maryland will continue to be his permanent home, and that on September 9th, when the Redskins open their season versus the Saints, he wants to make sure that he has a permanent position on the team. Brittany Marshall, Medill News Service. More than 50 years ago, the Montford Point Marines fought through discrimination and segregation to serve their country. They were the first African Americans in the Marine Corps. And on this Wednesday in the nation's capital, they finally received the respect they deserve. They were honored with the Congressional Gold Medal, the nation's highest honor for a civilian. The moment brought First Sergeant William McDowell to tears.
This day, that gold medal, that Congressional Gold Medal,
Between 1942 and 1949, more than 19,000 men served at the segregated training camp at Montford Point. Only about 400 of these men were able to live to see this day, and Staff Sergeant Alpha Gaines is one of them.
This is the most precious time of my life to receive Congressional Gold Medal. As my mother always taught me, son is better late than never.
They served a country that didn't accept them because of the color of their skin. And Corporal Butler Martin says those were some of the hardest times to deal with.
We were all black, and we come to a couple of towns that the restaurants, when they found out it was all black troop trains, they wouldn't feed us. Of course, our company commander had them padlocked, and they had the buses over to the black neighborhood to eat.
But he said those experiences never stopped him from being a Marine.
It's something that I've always wanted to be a Marine, and I was very proud of it.
Speakers at the ceremony referred to the Montford Point Marines as a small group of giants. Giants that paved the way for Marines of today and the future. This is Brittany Marshall for Military Times. Last night, representatives from Congress, journalists, and even athletes gathered in a place with which they're not so familiar, the tennis court. The two teams were filled with names such as Dale Green, former Senator Evan Bayh, and D.C. Councilwoman Yvette Alexander, as they played in the Washington Castles Charity Classic. Both teams were ready to play, and Green said he was very confident.
I mean, look at these guys. I'm going to kill these guys.
And his confidence was justified as he and his partner, Olympic medalist Leander Paes, won their match 7-4. Beyond tennis, the game was like a big party. The players were moonwalking, trash talking, and even dancing.
I'm telling you, if I was any good at this is what I do for a living, because my day job isn't so fun. So this was fun.
This event gives D.C. residents a chance to see some of their favorite local stars match up on the court. But it's not just about the matches, it's also about the charities. This year, the proceeds will go to 3 different charities: the D.C. Public Education Fund, TAPS, and Share Our Strength. The event raised $15,000 and was split between all 3 of the charities. The game was a close call and came down to the last couple of points in the 7th match. In the end, the Stripes won the game.
So it was really good that we can all have fun and work together for good causes. So this was a symbol that, everyone needs to duplicate it.
In the end, the Stripes were the champions as they won 41-39. Brittany Marshall, Medill News Service.